Hello and welcome to an episode of Unlimited Power TCG. A bit of a special one. This one is aimed at all of you who are going to the Star Wars Unlimited Galactic Championships 2025 in Las Vegas in the late July, which is about a week and a half from time of filming, give or take. And are looking for the practical details of what's going to be going on. There's been a lot of coverage in the media and on Star Wars Unlimited's own channels about what the prizes are going to be for the main event and for the prize wall, what you can win, what you can get, and so forth. But I'm going to go over all the practical details here for the Galactics. This is what we're going to go over. We're going to go some considerations that you might want to bear in mind when you're planning attending or packing for attending and all that kind of jazz. What you might want to consider bringing to the event itself, a schedule for what's happening and when, maps of the Vegas area, the Venetian and the Venetian Expo, some details of the events that are going to be taking place, not just the main event and the Galactic Open. The experiences that are going to be happening as well alongside playing the actual card game itself. The exhibitors are going to be present on what they're going to be doing, and a whole bunch of FAQs from the SWU-Go website for the Star Wars Unlimited Galactics. A lot of this information is available from that website, but not all of it. So there's a bunch of stuff here I've pulled together. Essentially, the premise of this video is I wanted to learn a load of information and make my time at the Galactics more smooth. I like to know this stuff ahead of time before I go somewhere and plan it all out. And my general thought is I find it useful to know all this stuff. Maybe you will too. So that's the general principle. There's going to be a lot of slides in here which I'm not going to linger over because there's a huge amount of information. If you want to at any point, please obviously just, I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do with the video. Pause it, take in the details, look at it back at your later leisure. There's a load of links down in the video description below for timestamps of the various sections, links to other internet resources which I'll reference as we go through the video. Soak it all in, replay it, whatever you want to do. Favourite the video so you can refer to it while the Galactics are going on to find out what's going on. If you see me there, come up, say hi, talk to me. I'll be there. I'll be looking to play as many games of Twin Suns as I can possibly imagine, and it'd be great to see as many of you as I possibly can do, meet you, make your acquaintance. It's going to be awesome. So let's get on with it. Some considerations for attending the Galactics. You're going to need ID, and this isn't just to enter the country if you're coming from a foreign country like I am into the USA. In order to pick up your tickets and collect your freebies, if you've bought a premium or a VIP ticket or anything else like that, you will need ID. The Galactics website doesn't say what kind of ID you're going to need, so I found out for you. It is any official government-issued ID. So if you've got your passport, great. If you've got a driver's license, that should be great too. Those are the guidelines that FFG have given me. Food and drink can't be brought in from the outside. These are parts of the terms and conditions of the Venetian Expo building itself because they want to sell you food and drink. And there's going to be loads of places you can get it. Seriously, tons. We'll go through on the maps of the areas huge amounts of food courts and vendors nearby, so don't worry about being able to get hold of food. Mobile data is going to be a concern because the event's going to be run on melee.gg, so you're going to need to be able to report your scores, which may require mobile data. There might be good Wi-Fi in there. There should be good Wi-Fi in there, but I wouldn't want to bank on it. So make sure that whatever mobile data you've got planned, if it's international or whatever, is capable of doing so in the US if you're coming in, again, from a foreign country. You're going to want some local currency. The Star Wars Galactics are a cashless event, so if you want to pay for any stuff through the vendors there, if you want to buy any side event tickets, any of this stuff, you have to pay by card. They're not doing any cash on site. But maybe you want to bring cash for Vegas because, you know, it's Vegas. I mean, you might want a bit of cash for who knows what. Yeah, exactly. Things you might want to consider bringing to the main event or the Galactics Opens themselves. Your own constructed deck that you've built. Do me a favour, bring it in a fresh set of sleeves, all of which come from the same pack. And the reason for this is this happened to a friend of mine at one of the big OPE events that was run, I think it was in outside Liverpool in the UK. He was going like 5-0, 6-0 or something like that, and then he got deck checked, and because he'd taken the same kind of sleeves but from multiple different packs, there were small differences on some of the sleeves, and if he'd put, say, like 3 copies of one card using sleeves from pack A and the rest of his deck from pack B, even though they're branded the same and branded the same colour, they were considered as marked cards, and he was given a game loss and told to replace all the sleeves for his cards, and that was like the event over for him. So make sure that you've got a fresh set of sleeves, all from the same pack, in the deck of cards that you're taking, because you don't want to get given a game loss for something as trivial as card sleeves. Don't want them marked, all this sort of stuff. And if you bought a pack of 100, bring the other 40 spare sleeves with you to replace any broken or damaged ones that might happen through the event. If you want to be extra paranoid, bring a complete spare set of card sleeves as well, just in case you need them for whatever reason. It's better to have them and not need them. Although, once again, there will be vendors on site who I'm sure will be selling sleeves one way or another. Bring your tokens, bring a notepad and pen if you want to use them for keeping track of life totals or anything else, all that kind of stuff. Gameplay aids, bring what you need. Bring a Twin Suns deck. Twin Suns is, in my opinion, the best way to play Star Wars. I'll be looking to play as many Twin Suns games as I can all weekend. I'll bring in like 10 decks, 8 of which I'm going to lend out to people if they haven't got one but they want to play Twin Suns with me. And if you want to play Trilogy, bring some Trilogy decks as well. So yeah, consider all this stuff ahead of time. Bring a power bank in case your mobile or other devices run out of power through the event. It's just common sense at this point. And bring your trades, because there's going to be over 2,000 people attending this Galactic event, people to trade with. There's going to be vendors on site who may even buy cards as well. If you want to sell some or buy some, just bring your trades. Come on, it's all a social event, isn't it? There's going to be spaces for people to sit and socialise, and bring your trades. Just do it. Schedule for the 3 days of Star Wars Unlimited Galactics, or technically 4 days if you count Thursday. Early badge pickup is happening on Thursday from 12 till 6. You get a bonus for doing so, which I'll mention on a later slide. It's like a commemorative pin or something like that, or a badge or a token. Friday, you can pick up your badges from 8 AM. Doors open if you're VIP or main event at 8 AM to get in there. If you've got any other kind of ticket from 9:45 opening ceremony. I'm going to want to watch that, because why wouldn't you? It's like historical. Gameplay for the main tournament begins, but that's also when side events scheduled and on demand are going to open as well. 5 PM badge pickup closes. It's probably a bit redundant at that point, but still, there we go. And 6 PM in the evening, the connect and collect spaces close, and I'll go into what exactly that means in just the next slide here. 9 PM gameplay ends and the ballrooms close, and that gameplay doesn't just refer to the main event, that'll also refer to side events scheduled and on demand. So you could be jamming side events all the way through to 9 PM to get all those prize tickets towards your Luke and your Vader showcases. But there are 3 sort of like main groups of areas that FFG are putting together in the Galactics. There's the Connect space, the Collect space, and the Compete space. And these all link into their C3OP program, which is clever because it sounds like C3PO and is the name of their organised play program for Star Wars Unlimited. So in the Connect space, there's going to be social stuff. Learn to play the games, a beginner zone. There's going to be a board game library, photo ops when you want to get your photo taken in an X-Wing or the Millennium Falcon, and just tables for open play, whatever you want to do in Connect. The Collect space will be, they got the Galactic Championship merch store, where there's going to be merchandise for the Galactic Championship t-shirts and all that kind of jazz. The Asmodee store selling all sorts of Star Wars games. GameGenic store selling their stuff. There's going to be the Artist Alley. And so what that means is that, just going back a slide, the Connect and Collect closes at 6 PM. You'll lose access to that open play area, the social area, and all the non-SWU vendors, non-dedicated SWU vendors, I should say, in that regard, in there. The Complete space will be the space where all the games are being played. The main event, the Galactic Open, scheduled sides, on-demand sides, and the prize wall will be in there, as well as deck check stations and the stage for the opening, closing ceremonies and so forth. So yeah, that's what is going to be open and when on Friday. The schedule is much the same for Saturday. As you can see there, I'm not going to go through that point by point because it's much the same as Friday was. Sunday's a bit different because it ends sooner, because they're only doing a lot fewer rounds of the main event. Again, these are the times here. One particular thing of note in here, which I'm going to highlight with this lovely little laser pointer thing on the PowerPoint, is 9:30 AM Galactic Report at the main stage. So Maybe that could have some interesting information for the future of SWU, a little report on how it's been going, maybe a look at set 6, Secrets of Power, maybe a look at set 7, 8 and 9, name reveals, all this sort of stuff that we've been given in advance previously but have yet to see for the future yet. I'm half expecting we will have the Galactic report at the main stage at 9:30 AM on the Sunday. So yeah, that's the schedule, the time frame for what's going to be going on and when, what you can start doing and when you have to be out at the Expo site to go and get some food outside of whatever else you're going to be doing the whole time. Maps. I love maps. They help me know where I'm going. Plan it all in advance. Don't get lost. I hate getting lost. I hate being late to places. So first off, we're going to do some maps of the relevant areas of Las Vegas itself. Here we've got the Harry Reid International Airport. This is just Google Maps stuff. So the airport's here. The Venetian itself is sort of up here where I'm wiggling the little red pointer. Then you've got Venetian Expo next to it as part of it. And just over the road is the Treasure Island Hotel, which I've highlighted mainly because I'm staying there, but also because I know there's 2 fan block booking groups taking place. One group is run by FFG and is at the actual Venetian itself, and the other one is by the KTOD group, I believe. They've got fan block booking going on at Treasure Island, so I decided that it would be helpful to highlight all that stuff. If you're going to be travelling in from the airport, obviously you'd land. I assume you'd get like a taxi or a shuttle bus or something, whatever you want to pick up or arrange in advance from here, and it'll take you all the way up here, round and in there, and either there to the Venetian Expo entrance itself, or out and round to the entrance of the Venetian resort, or over to the Treasure Island Hotel, which would be cool and useful. So that is a thing. I'm probably planning on getting an Uber because it's convenient. So we'll see how it goes. But there are about 20 of us that I'm aware of travelling over from the UK, so maybe we'll plan like a shuttle bus ahead in advance. I don't know. Thoughts I've yet to have, or discuss at the very least. This is a little bit more of an in-depth, detailed map of the Venetian itself and the over-the-road Treasure Island Hotel. So here, where I'm just doing the little laser pointer bit, is where the floor footprint of the Venetian Expo halls are. We haven't got the whole thing because the whole thing is enormous. But we've got a significant part of it. The Venetian Hotel itself is here, as well as a whole load of shops. I think the hotel is more like this area. Then up here you've got the casino and the Palazzo area, and here's like the Palazzo Hotel itself. And over the road, obviously, you've got the Treasure Island Hotel. Useful to know what's going on there. And if you are staying at the Treasure Island and you want to know the quickest way entrance in to the Venetian, through the Venetian and through to Venetian Expo, I've got you covered. Again, because I wanted to know this stuff because I'm staying at Treasure Island. And the easy way to do it is I've highlighted a little overpass over the road here. So come out of the Treasure Island, go to the south end of it, go up the steps here, cross over the overpass, enter the Venetian. And that will take you into the floor plans I'm just about to show you. But no, that was a lie. What I'm just about to show you is the overpass itself, so you can get an idea what to look at when you come out first thing in the morning, and it's 40 degrees Celsius. Oh, good God, I have no idea how hot that's going to be. It's just like insanely hot. I don't think I've ever experienced that in my life. And then up and over the overpass. And if you want to get married, here are the Venetian chapel, the Treasure Island chapels. So, yeah, that's the thing. The Venetian itself, I'll describe what we're looking at here from what angle. It's from the north. Here is the Treasure Island Hotel Resort. This is the casino area. You've got the Palazzo Hotel there. You've got the Venetian shopping areas and the Venetian Hotel here. And just behind the Palazzo, this floor plan and this sort of area here is the Venetian Expo halls. So that is roughly what you're looking at and from where and why. And just there. That's where the overpass is that I pointed out previously. So, floor plans. I found this one, and it's not massively helpful, so we're just going to look at one level at a time. First level, or ground floor of the Venetian. North is over here on this end of it. The Expo halls itself are sort of here, as you can see from this saying, where the entrance to the Sands Expo is from the Venetian itself as you come through on the ground floor. One thing that's useful to note here is that all the areas in red are food areas, which is why I said you're not going to be short of anywhere to eat, which is great news. Again, obviously, if you want to pause this, look at it in detail, see what's where. There will be a link in the video description to a detailed map version of this, a PDF you can download and save with a full key explaining what is in every single location in here, which is great and good. But then you've got the second floor, or second level as it's called, and again you've got the going back one, you've got like a little mini food court area here as well, which is worth noting. No, that's backwards, not forwards. Second floor of the Venetian, you've got your upstairs casino area here, a whole load of shops. Again, all the red places are places where you can eat or get karaoke. Well, that'd be awesome. Yeah, let's do some late night karaoke after winning all the Star Wars. Another food court area over here, an entrance to the Expo area here, and this bit here is where you would enter if you were entering from the overpass that I've mentioned in the previous slides. And if you did so, this might be the route that you wanted to take in yellow here, coming in and just go that way across the little sort of waterfall-y, canal-y area and into the Expo area, which you would be entering on the second floor. Yay! And this is a view, obviously, of the outside of the stuff. This is the Venetian Convention and Expo Centre. If you're taking the entrance that I've just mentioned, you're probably coming in from the sort of south-ish side in through this direction here. These are all you've got the first floor, you've got the second floor, third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor. But we don't need all of that, so I've just stayed in highlighting in colours here the floors that are relevant to us. The Venetian Ballroom is where the Galactics Championships are taking place in and of themselves. It might look small in the context of all of this, but it's still a 12,000 person capacity hall. The ground floor in there is coloured because it is relevant for reasons which I'll get to shortly, but if we go back a couple of slides and see you're entering from this point here that I've mapped out there, you're on the second level, you'll come right in next to the Venetian Ballroom, which is obviously going to be great for the purposes of getting to where we're going to be playing Star Wars. Looking at them from a bit more of a bird's eye point of view and more of a floor plan-y kind of way, you'd be coming in from this area here, you'd be right next to the Venetian Ballroom, which is this area here. You've got your keys for your emergency exits and lifts and stairs, bathroom facilities, all that kind of jazz that you want, even a little cafe, which is great. And then one of the first floor, which there's no real Star Wars stuff taking place down here, but it's important to know because the first floor is where badge pickup is going to be. We don't know exactly where it's going to be, but we've been told it's somewhere on the first floor, literally by this screenshot that I've taken and put in here. And if you pick up your ticket early on Thursday, you get an exclusive commemorative token, which is great, but I can't do that because my flight lands at 7 PM on the Thursday, so I'm going to miss that. There's no way I'm going to be able to make it. Something else that's happening on the ground floor as well that they've covered in an FAQ is luggage drop-off, and they've said that's going to be able to be done as a service on the first floor. I'm not entirely sure where off the back of this key, but I'm sure if I go to this SES Convention Services Centre here, they'll be able to tell me, or it'll be signposted, which will be very, very useful when we get to it. Events. There are... well, that's four major sets of events taking place over the weekend. You've got the main event running over all 3 days. The first day of which is like an emergency or last-minute qualifier, of which the player cap is 2,048, and it is fully sold out and has been sold out for weeks at this point. Then day 2 will be for the people who get through the first day and who have a bye from winning a planetary qualifier or qualifying in a sector or a regional qualifier in the top 4 or 8 or whatever they were dishing them out to at those events. I don't recall exactly. For those who aren't playing the main event on day 2 and day 3, the Galactic Open is taking place. It's a little bit unclear what the Galactic Open is, apart from being the first major event of Season 1. So if you consider the main event, the Galactic Championships, to be the concluding event of Season 0, the Galactic Open is the first event of Season 1. It's been described by someone whose word I trust as, I think it's like a sector qualifier level event in the first one of Season 1. Scheduled side events are side events which have a scheduled time they're going to be taking place, and we'll go through all of those. On-demand side events can run whenever there are enough people who want to run the particular kind of side event, of which there are 6 different types. One of those is league play, which is very, very special in a different way to a normal on-demand side event, and again, I'll explain what's going on with that. First up, the main event. I'm not going to go through this in detail because hopefully if you're interested in what it is, you know what it is. However, there is one piece of information in here that hasn't been made crystal clear, and I want to just touch on that quickly. It says that those with a record of 6-2 or better, meaning anyone who loses 2 or fewer matches, will qualify for day 2 if they're playing in day 1. It has been confirmed by Jack Brumel of FFG that does mean that anyone with 18 points gets to go through. And since a win is worth 3 points, that is winning 6 games. But it does also mean you can go 5, 0 and 3. When a draw is worth 1 point each, you get 5 wins at 3 points each is 15, plus 3 draws will be 18 points. So 6 and 2 would get you through, 5, 0, 3 would get you through, and that's, I think, probably the only combination of that works I can think of. Anyway, so yeah, that's worth knowing, and I wanted to make sure that if you're interested in going, please be aware of that. And your event record is wiped from day 1 to day 2. So once you've won your 6 games in day 1, you don't need to play the last 2 because you've won your 6 games. You're through. You don't win any extra prizes for doing so, but you might enjoy playing the games. So yeah, cool, do it. It'll be great. The Galactic Open. Tickets will be open to take part in this from the conclusion of the day 1 main event. It is very unclear, as in they haven't said anywhere, what the prizes are going to be for participating, performing well, or winning the Galactic Open. There'll be Swiss rounds in day 2, and then concluding rounds, a few rounds of Swiss, and then the finals for the top cut on day 3 for the Galactic Open, running at the same time as the commensurate rounds of the main event in day 3, which is great. Scheduled side events. You can take place in a super sealed event, which is like a sealed event which uses 6 boosters, but instead using 12 boosters, building a 50 card deck. You can do a draft with the designers or devs of Star Wars Unlimited. 1 designer or dev per draft and 7 players is how they're going to be working that. You can challenge designers and devs to a duel if you fancy your chances. You can take part in a scheduled 6-round Premier Constructed tournament to win a whole load of prize war tickets. You do the same thing with a draft, or you can do the same thing with the very first trilogy tournament, which should be awesome to see how well that goes and is received. These are the times that the scheduled side events, how long they're likely to last. So the Legends of the Force Super Sealed is likely to run for about 4 hours and takes place at these times across the weekend. So schedule those in if you're interested in doing so, plan around them as appropriate. Likewise, a designer draft I expect to be quite popular, taking part in a draft with a designer. You've got 3 chances to do so. There'll be multiple pods firing Friday at 2, then another set of pods Saturday at 2, and another set Sunday at 1. So it's not just like one draft each day. There's a number of them, each of them having and featuring one of the developers or designers. But make sure you get in on that early and book your spot if you want to take part in it, because I expect they'll be in high demand. Designer duels, the devs will be sitting around for 2 hours each day, starting at 10 a.m, ready to be challenged. So go and challenge or have a chat, ask them to sign your cards. Yeah, get involved, get engaged. It'll be awesome. The other 3 scheduled side events, you've got the Premier Constructed Tournament, which will take place for 7 hours on day 1, starting on Friday at 11. Then you've got the Legends of the Force Draft Tournament, which will take approximately 6 hours, basically all day, starting on Saturday at 11. And then a Trilogy Tournament on Friday and on Saturday, starting at 2 p.m, expected to last for about 6 hours. So those are there if you want to take part in them. Again, plan your day accordingly. You've got the names of the events, you know what they're going to be, you know how long they're going to last, and you know when they're going to start. Oh yeah. On-demand side events. Again, another 6 types here. Premier Pod Play is your constructed pod, so bring a constructed deck, play games against people, get prize tickets, sign up for it, bang, get the tickets, go do it again if you're looking to farm prize tickets. On that, I'm not going into the prize ticket subject because that would make this video even longer than it already is, which is really quite long. But Sea Raptor has done an amazing video breaking down all the tickets you can get from all the side events if you want to farm them up as quickly as you possibly can, or in as cost-efficient manner as you possibly can do. There is a link to that video in the video description below. Please check it out. He's done some great work there. And if you want to make the most of your time or your money, or both, on prize war tickets, check it out. Winner box play is constructed. You have your constructed deck, and the winner gets a whole load of prize war tickets, and the other people get almost nothing. Legends of the Force draft is again for prize war tickets for drafting with 3 boosters in 8-player pods. Sealed pods is just like kind of like a pre-release, but without the special leader pack you get in there. So 6 boosters making a 30-card deck again for prize war tickets. Twin Suns pods, which is, you know, it's where it's at. It's where all the cool kids are going to be. Twin Suns pods. You heard it here first. Probably not first. Maybe first. You heard it here. And League Play, which is a special form of on-demand side event, which I'm going to go into now. League Play, you can sign up for each day. When you sign up for doing so, I think you get it when you sign up. I'm not entirely sure, but I think you do, the way I'm reading this. You get a game mat using the Synchronized Strike artwork pictured there on the screen in front of you. And then you get prize war tickets for playing 4 games. They could be any 4 games, anywhere. In the main event, in the Galactic Open, in on-demand pods, on scheduled pods, whatever you want to do. You can get tickets for just playing some games that you're probably already going to be playing anyway. So as far as I'm concerned, the League Play is a no-brainer. I'm going to be doing it every day to get a Synchronized Strike mat and some prize war tickets, as well as all the other side events I'm going to be doing. So that is going to be cool. Be aware that it's taking place if you want to make the most of it. Experiences. What this means is things you can do that are not strictly playing Star Wars Unlimited, out and around the subject matter, but not specifically part of the card game itself. These experiences, there are 12 of them. There's a beginner zone where people can teach you how to play, basic mechanics, how to construct a deck, all that kind of jazz. Trading and collecting with people telling you that trading you your Luke Skywalker from set 1 Hyperfoil card for a legendary The Father from set 5 probably isn't a fair trade, and that sort of stuff going on. That's going to be cool, I'm sure. Asmodee Game Library. Asmodee, I believe the relationship is Asmodee owns FFG, and they also own Atomic Mass Games. I think that's how the corporate structure works, and they're owned by themselves, another corporate company over and above them. So Asmodee print and make and release a lot of different board games and distribute them, so they're going to be having a load of those in a board game library available for people to take out board games from them and play them with your mates or people you've just met, whatever takes your fancy, as well as demos of Star Wars Shatterpoint and Star Wars Legion, which are miniatures based Star Wars games. AMG are also going to be doing a hobby paint and take, where if they'll give you a miniature and show you how to paint a model, and you'll get to take away and keep the model. There's going to be panels going on from, I'm sure there are some content creators who are going to be doing panels, but I don't know what the subject matter is. I don't know how many, I don't know when, and I don't know what the subjects are. So that's going to be something I'm keeping my eye on over the coming week and a half. If it interests you, I advise you keep your eye on the news channels too, because I don't think I'm going to have time to update this or post another one. Star Wars photo experiences, a full-size X-Wing starfighter or the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon to take photos of yourself in is going to be amazing. I'm absolutely going to have to do that, because why wouldn't you? I mean, come on. And for those of you who don't know what the Shatterpoint game that I mentioned earlier was, it's a miniatures game. It looks like this. The models are a little bit bigger than your average Warhammer Space Marine, which probably comes up to about sort of Darth Maul's chest on scale of this. So the Star Wars models in here are a lot bigger, more heroic. They're really well posed. They're so designed. And unlike Warhammer, where half your army can die on the first turn of the game, you get shit off, and all the models that you've built and painted can just do nothing for most of the game. This is all very heroic, and battles, and your heroes get knocked down and get back up again, and down and back up again over the course of the whole game. I love it. It's a great game. If you get a chance to try Shatterpoint, I thoroughly recommend doing so. It's awesome. I can't evangelise about it enough. I wish I had more time to play it. Other 6 experiences that are going to be happening. There's the Artist Alley, which we're going to go into a little bit more detail of shortly about the artists in attendance and the cards that they've done. If you want to find out what is there for them to sign for you, or you might want to get signed for them, you can have a flick through those when we cover them shortly after this. Designer experiences. Meet the designers and devs for signings and do the designer duels that we mentioned earlier in the scheduled events. A pin passport there's going to be, I think it's like 8, maybe 10 pins dotted around the event hall for visiting different areas and doing different activities of the leaders featuring in the starter decks and the spotlight decks throughout the game so far. So that could be a cool thing to explore and collect over the course of the weekend. Family zone for, as it says, face painting and crafts and stuff, and a chill zone. I love the neurodiverse friendly stuff they're doing in this event with the chill zone and the sensory friendly area to go and calm down and not be full of a whole load of hustle and bustle. This is amazing. I'm going to have to go and check these out because I can imagine needing those facilities at some time through the event. Going into the artists, this is the first of the artists and the cards that they've done. These shots of cards here are screenshots taken from SWU-DB using all of the cards tagged as having been done by the artist in question. As I said, I'm going through these relatively speedily because there's quite a few pages of these. I don't want to take too much time on them, but if you want to linger over them, do please pause and keep going from there. If you want to explore in a bit more detail, there are links in the video description below, 6 links, one for each of these artists, going to their pages on SWU-DB, showing all of these cards, so you can browse through literally at your leisure and get an idea of what cards you might want to bring to get these artists to sign for you. This chap here, Reno, this is the first one I want to linger on a little bit because he's caught my eye. I'm a colossal Thrawn fanboy, so seeing the fact that he's done the Thrawn JTL showcase as well as the Chimera Prestige card from this set, I'm going to have to get those signed. This guy's going to... Oh yeah. He's also done... I'm going to show off the diptychs and driptychs from Jump to Lightspeed because they've got all the artists who did those in here as well, and it appears Renault has done some of those, and I'll just show you which ones those are after we get to the conclusion of the cards that he's done here. He's done this triptych here from when those ships jump in over the moon of Endor at the end of Return of the Jedi, which is an amazing scene, obviously. He's also done the Tantive and Devastator, Tantive being chased by the Devastator, right as the very first opening scene from Star Wars Episode 4. This moment is the first moment of Star Wars. Wow. Isn't it? It's gorgeous. Anyway, right, I'm not going to linger on that more than I have to. Or my fanboys letting me. So, a few more pieces of arts from the other artists in question. Johnny Morrow is also an artist who's done a diptych for the Jump to Lightspeed cards, and that was using the Phantom and the Ghost. And then we've got Steven Zavala, who's an artist for Industrial Light and Magic, or ILM, which is Lucasfilm's own in-house special effects, graphics, and art design studio. They've done sort of best CGI scenes and movies to date in the world. So it's quite a coup to get this gentleman to do some art for Star Wars Unlimited. And this is the diptych that he did, which is, again, obviously another iconic scene. And I absolutely adore it. It's gorgeous. So it'll be... Hopefully I won't embarrass myself too much fanboying in front of Mrs. Zavala. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, that's all the Artist Alley stuff covered. Exhibitors will be present at the Star Wars Galactics. This is a list of them. You can read it. I'm not going to read it all out for you. It's there. There's going to be people selling stuff because people selling stuff is great for, business and so forth, which keeps businesses running and keeps FFG running. And anyway, I'm rabbiting. These are the last 5 exhibitors. One of them has caught my eye because Pro Play Games, or PPG, is mentioned as being a partner bringing some of the other areas to play for Star Wars Galactics. But they've also put something on their Facebook, which is the fact that they will be taking orders for singles able to be delivered and picked up on site at the Galactics venue itself. So if there's any particular cards you want to pick up on the day that you've not been able to get beforehand, get in touch with ProPlay. through their website. You can Google them, their email address is up there, and make whatever arrangements you want to. As it says below there as well, they also buy cards, so if you've got a whole load of spares you want to just get rid of and get a bit of credit for them, maybe that's something you could look at doing as well. FAQs, this is the final section of this video. We're almost done. There are 25 individual FAQs entry. Where can you pick up your badge? This tells you, as we've gone over that a little bit earlier anyway, will there be somewhere for me to bring my luggage and store them or other items? There will be a stuff check on the first floor, which again I covered when we were looking at the map earlier, and it's important to me, so which is why I'm lingering on it slightly. Can I bring my own food or drink? As covered at the very start of this video, no. Part of the terms and conditions of the Venetian Expo is that you cannot, because they want to sell you the food and drink that they sell on site. At least I assume that's the reason why. It's fairly obvious to me. If you lose your badge, tough, buy another one. They're not going to keep it registered and reissue one. If you lose it, then you ain't coming in unless you buy a new one. There'll be food options on the site, as we've mentioned previously. You can bring your bag and backpack, and they'll safety and security check it, because obviously they're going to have to. Trained service animals are allowed, no other animals. So yeah, fine, this is kind of obvious there. The event will be cashless, again, as I mentioned earlier. The tickets are non-refundable and non-transferable for badges and add-on, side-on events, so be aware of that. FFG are not putting on any shuttles for transport to or from the event. Strollers and wagons are allowed. There will be activities for the kids, covered in some of the experiential stuff I've mentioned earlier. And if you're driving, you can park at the hotel and pay for it through the Venetian. This last one is a bit of a weird FAQ. I'm a Star Wars fan, but I haven't played Star Wars Unlimited. Should I come? Duh. I mean, who's going to say no? Yeah, obviously you should come. I'm having troubles with SWU-Go or Asmodee Connect or any of this stuff. These are the email addresses that you need to use in order to get in touch with people. The convention exclusives, the droids, the set of 6 droids that have been available in the UK in 2 instances before now, will be available at Star Wars Galactics. They've yet to detail exactly how, but they've confirmed in this FAQ that they will be available to be purchased over the weekend, sold on site. Nursing rooms available on site is cool. Events that your kids can participate in are listed there. How can I get cool items off the prize wall? You get prize wall tickets. Again, this is not much of an FAQ, I'd have thought, but I suppose somebody thought it needed including. You can buy side event tickets at the site itself. A lot of people have been asking this in all sorts of places, because when you buy your ticket to attend the Galactics, it asks you how many side event tickets you want to buy. You can still buy them on site. Don't worry about it. If you need to top up or you want to get more, FFG will gladly take your money. You can buy them on site in order to participate in more scheduled side events or on-demand side events. There's the de-stress room, which we've already mentioned. You cannot ask somebody else to pick up your promotional items for you that you will have gotten through a VIP ticket or a premium ticket. FFG specifies that you have to pick them up yourself and use a valid ID, which is a governmental issued ID, in order to pick it up, and nobody else can pick them up for you. You have to wear your badge at all times through the convention in order to be let in and in order to be let out. So, accidentally pressed that. That's not good. And finally, if you've got any special accessibility needs or requirements, do contact FFG and they will make whatever arrangements they need to, or speak with them on site, and again they will make whatever arrangements they and you need to make you comfortable and make the event good for you. Whew. That's everything. If I've forgotten anything, if you think there's anything worthy of conclusion that I've missed, please put it in the comments below. I would love to hear it. I want to hear all the practical details about how to make the most of the Galactics, because there's going to be thousands of people there looking to have a wonderful time. I'm looking forward to meeting as many of you as I can, shaking your hands, saying hey. Some of you I've spoken with online previously and will hopefully be meeting for the first time. Some of you I've met before, particularly the Brits we'll be travelling over with. Let's have a great Galactics. Let's make it awesome.